Thank you, Pooh. Yes, thank you. We're going to Bulgaria, and then a question from UK, from Bulgaria, from Ilian Koichev. Ilian, it's your turn.
Thank you very much. Greetings from Bulgaria. Mr. Perez, is there something that is different or specific in the physical preparation for La Liga Cups compared to clubs in other countries?
Si hay alguna diferencia, me preguntas.
Are there any differences? Is that the question? Well, for me, it's difficult to answer that question because I really don't know how they work in other countries. What I can say is that based on the fixtures, the schedule we've been given, we have provided a 10, 11-day break. Then the return of the players has been gradually. We've had an introduction phase, and then we've had a structured week, which is like a normal competition week, but without competing in a match on the weekend. And finally, we've prepared a competitive phase where the team has traveled. We've had a mini stage, and we've had 3 matches to pick up that feeling of being in a competition again, of facing a rival in order to take on the first match we had last week, a cup match, and to prepare as well as possible for the match we have this week in match 15. I imagine it will have been different in other leagues, because in England they started a little bit sooner with their league competition, and in Germany I think that they've kept to the winter break, and I think that they'll be starting in February. So obviously that time period has been longer for them, and I imagine that they will have continued training after the competition and during the World Cup. I think they've had a Christmas break, and then I imagine that they'll start up in the same way we did to restart their league when the time comes. And just to explain to Ilian, since this is a situation that's never happened before, I'm sure you'll agree, Sergi, each club has decided to take this pre-season or post-season, I'm not sure how to call it, in different ways. For example, Betis did a post-season. They went on a tour after the league stopped. Other clubs have preferred to travel abroad. Others have stayed at home. Others have played matches before. Others have played matches after. So there wasn't a written rule, and each club, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you've all set up your own schedule based on your know-how, your interest, or your philias and phobias. Yes, especially based on how we do things. For example, we don't like to travel far. We don't like to be away from home a long time. We like working here at Tajonad with our own resources and just travel for competition. We can see this in all our pre-seasons. We usually travel to Holland to have 2 or 3 matches to pick up a little bit of a competitive pace. And we've tried to do the same thing this pre-season. We've started up gradually, and we've only traveled 5 days to hold these 3 matches to enable us to pick up our pace. Well, Sergi, the last question we had here for you. In what aspects has the physical training improved in the last 5 years? You've been at Osasuna for 4 years, so you can answer within that time frame if you like. Well, what has evolved most are the data, and I'll explain. We know very accurately what happens during the competition and how the players perform. And this means that during the week, during the training sessions, we can monitor this very closely and prescribe tasks to attain what we want to attain in the competition. And that's the biggest evolution in the last 5 years, having a lot of precision, a lot of accuracy about what's happening through data, through images, and working on that during the week with a great deal of precision so that the players can reach the weekend in the best possible conditions.